I'm back with more Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni content, and today I want to talk about the power and control wheel, specifically the power dynamics that were going on in this relationship as laid out in the complaints and lawsuits. But first, I wanted to tell you that I did it. I started a YouTube channel. A few of you were asking about that, and I have a few videos over there. It's under the same handle, so if you like my content, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. But let's get into it. This is the Power and Control Wheel. It was created in the 1980s by researchers out of Minnesota, and it was initially used for women who were being physically abused and in shelters, but it has since been adapted to be used for intimate partner violence, sexual violence, sexual harassment. So we're going to be going down the list for both Justin and Blake Lively based on their complaints. Now, all of this is alleged. We haven't seen this played out in court at this point, but there were definitely some power and control dynamics happening in their relationship. We're going to start with intimidation. And I'll be honest, I don't see anything from Blake's perspective as far as intimidation. Actually, what I see was that she was intimidating Justin. And I'm going to refer to the Game of Thrones quote that she used. And like her, I happen to have a few dragons. She's referring to Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. For better or worse, but usually for better. Because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really, we all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. You will too, I can promise you. The next is coercion and threats. From Blake's perspective, she cited unwanted kissing in her complaint, that there was kissing or intimate scenes out of nowhere, that Justin was asking her to do nude scenes that were not initially in the script. From Justin's perspective, he has refuted all of this. He says there was an intimacy coordinator from day one, that Blake didn't want to meet with them, that these nude scenes were already into the script, but Blake wanted to continuously rewrite the script and felt uncomfortable doing those things. And he ultimately compromised his vision in order to make her feel comfortable. From Justin's perspective, that 17-point document they were asked to sign for her to come back to work. And I could see where that could be hoarded over their head. Hey, you don't want this to get out. Now, that isn't cited in the complaint, but I can just see the power dynamic there. The other thing I was thinking about was when Wayfair was asked by Sony and the Blake and Ryan Reynolds team to basically support them after they were getting so much backlash for how they were promoting the movie, and they wanted Wayfair to take responsibility for that, and Wayfair was like, no, we didn't do anything wrong. I take accountability for what? So that's what he put in his lawsuit. The next is economic abuse. I don't really see where Blake Lively would have been hurt if she were to walk away from this film financially. There's even rumors that she didn't sign a document for her to get paid, but Justin made sure that she did get paid. So I don't understand the risk there. I mean, Ryan makes plenty of money. I just don't see where she would have that. Now, where she did take a hit was with her hair care line and the alcohol line as well. But that was really from her doing, unless it's true that Justin did run a smear campaign against her. Now, from Justin's perspective, I mean, she threatened to walk away all the time. And for her to leave this set after they've already invested so much money, I mean, that would kill the film, and a lot of people would be out of work, and there were a lot of people who were counting on him. This was his first film. He really wanted to do a good job. So there was definitely a lot of pressure. The next one is privilege. Justin definitely has male privilege, and in fact, everybody really has come to his side, especially initially. And our society doesn't typically believe women, and take it or leave it, it's the truth. And so he does have that on his side. Now, from Justin's perspective, Blake really threw her weight around on set, wanting all of the wardrobe taken to her place, even though she was 15 minutes away, changing the wardrobe, changing the script, wanting to see the dailies, all of these things that Justin really did roll over and acquiesce to all of it. But I could see from his perspective, he felt like he had to keep her happy. The next one is using children. There's no children in this. You could maybe make the argument, because I have seen using like close family members or friends. Colleen Hoover went to Blake Lively's side, and at times that was used against Justin. So I could see maybe from Justin's side, he was feeling like, oh, this person who I've been working with and cultivating is being taken away from me by Blake. Is minimizing, denying, and blaming. Blake has a lot of accusations, like that he would go into her trailer, Justin would, and while she was undressed without announcing himself, while she was breastfeeding, that she was shown some corn by somebody that's the CEO of Wayfarer, but that turned out to be a birthing video of his wife. So I'm really confused about that situation. But she has a lot of accusations, so it could be said that maybe Justin is minimizing some things. On Justin's side, I mean, Blake is basically blaming him for her bad PR. But I would say actually the biggest thing on his side is that fat shaming, that he asked his trainer, and most of you know the story, he asked his trainer how much he weighed because he wanted to train allegedly for this lifting scene, and she says that lifting scene was never in the script, and he said yes because you took it out of the script. So that's definitely where he is coming from on his side of things. Next is using isolation. I don't really see how Blake was isolated, but I could see where Justin was isolated. Not being able to come to his own premiere. He was ushered to the basement so that Blake wouldn't see him. There were threats that the cast were not going to show up, that she wasn't going to show up if he was there. The cast, it appears, went to her side. The cast has been pretty quiet except for one person. So it's hard to know exactly what they've been told or what they've seen. Hopefully that comes out. The final thing is emotional abuse, and entering Blake's trailer without her permission, as she claims, could be a form of emotional abuse. But she had a lot of power on her side. She had her husband behind her. He was coming on set. So I'm having a hard time with that. But where I do see a lot of emotional abuse is once I saw the Deadpool, Nice Pool cameo. That is straight up bullying. One of them definitely had more power than the other, but I'll let you make your own decision. If you've made it this far, thank you for hanging in there. I'll see you on the other app.